mix on. Get ready for the next one.
G'day guys, welcome to Spacies Arcade. Now this episode's going to be a little unusual because we are actually doing a pickup during this video. It's a bit of a strange pickup for lots of reasons, but we'll get into that a bit later guys, because we've actually got a lot to do today and I'm going to take you on a little bit of that journey. We'll film some stuff on the way through, because today guys I've actually well, a couple of things. First of all, if you recall back when all the coronavirus stuff started, one of the things we had to do at that time, if you recall way back, I mentioned it I think when it all happened, just briefly on the way through, was the loss of the storage unit. When I say loss of the storage unit, I made the decision to give up the storage unit because effectively guys it's a bit of a luxury, right? I mean, it had a lot of household stuff in there as well as just clearly all my extra arcade machines, and it wasn't a necessity guys. You got to remember I'm still got 4 kids at home. There's a couple of, well, they're all teenagers, and we had to cut back a little. So the storage unit went, all the stuff came home, but I couldn't bring all the cabs back. And I had someone very kindly offer to store the majority of my cabs that I had in the unit, guys. And it's just a whole load of other things sort of come together, guys, and I just thought I've actually got to get the storage unit back again. I have to, because the house, even with all the other machines out, I've still, and you know, rightly or wrongly, and mainly wrongly, I've still obviously picked up extra machines and stuff along the way, and now I've started to get an excess again at home. And moving stuff around, I'm finding I'm running out of room. So I'm at the point now, guys, I've got PCBs in the bedroom. I've got control panels and stuff in the bedroom as well, and other boxes of arcade stuff. And that's just too far. That is a step too far. So the storage unit's back on, guys. So today we'll break this up. I won't yak all about it now. There's plenty of times to have a chat about this today, because I'm picking up the big truck. We're going to go pick up all my games and get them off to storage, and then depending on time, then we'll probably go back to my place, pick up the excess stuff there, take that to storage, and then we need to go and do this weird pickup, which I'll explain later. That'll be probably the final thing for the day, and that's scheduled for around about 4 o'clock. So it's 10 in the morning at the moment, or getting close to 9:45. Cal's coming out to help me with the shifting today, so thanks Cal heaps for helping, for an extra set of hands. So once we finish that last one, then I'll take Cal home. So by the time I do that and then get home, guys, this is another one of those all-day events. So yeah, let's get the truck and I'll see you in a minute. Breaker, have you got your ears on? I'm on the road again. Okay guys, well, that was a quick minute, wasn't it? I'm back in the truck. These things, I tell you, they get a little unstable over 80. And so to continue the story, we on my way to pick up Cal, and then we'll go and pick up all my machines, and then we'll take that first load to the storage unit, guys. So alright, now it is raining, and you know, the weather I had checked, and it shouldn't be raining actually, but I did check that earlier on in the week. Obviously it's changed since then, and but that's cool because we've got the big truck, it's all covered, and that's a nice thing, especially when you're moving this amount of cabs, guys. You don't want to be doing this with trailer trips, not with the amount that we're moving today. So hopefully we'll be okay, and it clears up a little just when we get to the unit. There's no real coverage there to get the games out and into the unit, but I do have the tarpaulin, so we should be sweet. For now, let's go pick up Cal, then pick up the machines, guys, and I shall see you back at some stage today. See you soon. Let's get back to talking a little bit about storage space, and if you as an arcade collector should get some. Okay, so the first time around, the storage unit basically just became an extension of the house, and as I said, I put a lot of the house stuff in there as well, and that was actually not a good idea because I was constantly sort of moving all house stuff whenever I went there to get something related to the arcade. And also it just gives you that false sense of, oh, I've got more space, so yeah, I'll just buy this other cab and then I can just put it in the storage unit. And I didn't really, if I really think carefully about it, yeah, it sort of ended up just getting filled and then not a lot being done with it. So it was sort of a bit of a blessing in disguise that we had the coronavirus and I had to go through that process, empty the damn thing. Here we are, putting them all back in again. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, but we're not putting them all back in. Things have changed, and the cabs that are going back have changed as well. Is it a good idea? Well, for me personally, guys, right now, one of the big things, not just getting the space back and around the house, it's also the fact that I have so many projects, and I've got so many projects even with my existing machines that I have in the house that are working or semi-working. And I want to get on with those, and it's really hard to focus on those when there's all this other cabs and stuff around the house, like and related to the arcades, and it's just not, it's not cool for the family. I have to admit, and I've been feeling a little bit bad for my wife and kids lately, if I'm honest, and just because, you know, they put up a lot with me. And just this last couple of weeks I did a little pickup, and basically I ended up picking up a twin Daytona Japanese set of cabs, but just the parts, and not quite complete. I think there's some seat backs and stuff missing, but we're going to try and sort that out. But anyway, there's the empty parts, and with the 29-inch screens, guys, which is better than the LAI ones. And look, I'll go through that another day because that's just a whole project and a thing in itself. I want to transfer all my LAI Daytona stuff into the Japanese cabs with the 29-inch monitors. So we'll do that another day. But guys, all of those Daytona parts have been sitting in my garage, taking up one whole side of the car space, and on the other side I've had my old car, which unfortunately I had some issues with, and that's sort of stuck there, and I really need to do something with that. And so with all the projects, with my car I need to sort out, the other side of the garage all filled up, there's 2 cabinets out on the decking area, there's another cab in the shed taking up huge space, making it difficult to get in there, and then all the other stuff in the house, and a few extra cabs around, guys. It's just, yeah, I need to get all of that out and just get a clear focus. And so for me, this is what this is about. Out of mind, out of sight for the moment. Get it all out, get it clear, and then work out what cabinets am I focusing on. Like there's a couple of cabs I am going to work on, guys, and those 2 cabs will be in the garage on the side. I've got the space for that. And that's really all I should have. It's just two cabinets to work on. Other than that, if there's anything else inside the house, they should be working already, and maybe they need some fixing or upgrading or something like that, and that's cool, and I can do that with those cabs. Other than that, guys, I just don't want all the extra cabs and stuff locking around. And the second thing is that I still don't know which cabs I want to keep and which ones I want to potentially move on. Knowing that I don't have room for all of them, but that's okay. I feel that I'm alright storing cabs that eventually I'll either swap back in, or later on when circumstances change, maybe I will be able to, you know, set them all up. And so, you know, some of those cabs I know just take years to find. I mean, think about like firepower pinball, right? You know, one of those came up, it was out of the blue, but they don't come up often, and you know, it was hard to get a lot of those really good deals on a lot of those pinballs, and it would be a shame to move them on just purely for space. So I'm sort of prepared to keep them, bring them into the rotation, do them up one at a time, flick them back to storage, and just see how that goes. And then there'll be a few others, guys, that I will move on. But I've already, you know, in the past I've made mistakes with selling some cabs. I think we all do it. They weren't major mistakes, but you know, looking back on it, I did have some regrets. Luckily, the 3 that I'm talking about all came good in other ways, so I'm all sweet with them now to a degree. And that is the Outrun, which I sold on to Cal, but I love the NBA Jam, don't get me wrong, and I know Cal misses the NBA Jam, and you know, there was 2 other cabs in there. It was a good deal. It made sense financially, but emotionally it actually afterwards that crept up on me, and that was quite surprising. And luckily, of course, we got the sit down Outrun, so that's all sweet. So that was the first one. The second one was the APB machine that was in the corner there, and I regretted selling that. I think I'd find another one. We were so lucky to get the Chase HQ, so that got that one back. And then the third one was, of course, Spacies, the Midway original Space Invaders, which I sold on. Sounded so beautiful, it was original. It was a little bit of rough, you know, around the edges, but it was so beautiful. But of course now, the Space Invaders Part 2 is going to replace that. So I'm sort of back to what I wanted with those, and I don't want to make that same mistake again, guys. So that's to me, there's some of the reasons why you might want to have a storage unit. Yeah, get the stuff out of the way, enable yourself to focus on one project at a time without all the clutter and all the mess, and also give you some time to think about which ones you really want to move on or not, and also have the option to swap in and keep your lineup fresh. And you know, it is an extra expense, guys. It's a luxury, but you know, when you're neck deep in the arcade hobby like I am, then yeah, it becomes a bit of a necessity. It's interesting though, because seriously, like you know, before I started, when I saw people that had storage units and stuff, I was always like, why have you got storage units? I mean, it's just ridiculous. Get them out, get them using, you know, get using them. And sort of now I know why. So yeah, so look for yourself, man. The only thing I would say is that if you don't have that all sorted out, you will potentially do what I did and you just fill the storage unit up with more stuff. If you don't have a plan for it, then that's not a good move. So learn from my mistakes. Alright guys, well, we got the cabs in as you saw, and I must admit that was tougher than getting them in the truck for some reason. And just lifting up some of those pinballs, the old heart was struggling a little bit, and had to stop a few times just to make sure I wasn't going to fall over or anything, pass out. But we got there, got it done, and it looks like we've got a little bit of room in there, but we've still got quite a bit of stuff to go in. So guys, what we're doing now is we're now on the trip to get the pickup, which I mentioned earlier on. And now and guys, that's where the camera actually stopped. I actually ran out of batteries on the way to doing this pickup. So look, I'm just going to get straight into this pickup and I'll try and explain what is going on. I got the phone out and started doing some recording because this pickup was like no other, and you can see that here with the machine being dangled, beginning to be dangled over the edge of a wooden mezzanine floor there. And guys, if you guys that are in Perth might recognise this location, because it is in fact at Joe Mac's place with Joey. So we've got this half a Sega Rally in parts. Clearly it's sort of an empty cabinet, as you can see, and there's two of them to come down here off the top of this mezzanine at Joe Mac's. And boy, what a bizarre pickup this was. So the guy that sold this to me sold me all the Daytona parts. Those parts were at another house, completely separate, away from Joey's, and then he listed these two Sega Rallies, just the empty shells. And I thought I'd pick them up, guys. There's a lot of hardware in here, but when I contacted him, he said, yeah, well, it's cool, you need to pick them up. He gave me the address, and I thought that's Joe Mac's place. What's going on? And sure enough, these have been tucked away up the top of Joe Mac's little mezzanine floor. And it was pretty freaky. You can see there's a ladder just behind the table there to climb up to get up onto the mezzanine floor, and all these ropes and pulleys, and this was really devious, guys. I can see some of Joey's got chassis and stuff on the floor there. The customer chassis, guys. It's like, if this thing was going to fall, it's just going to crush stuff. It just wasn't safe. It was really dodgy, but look, got it done in the end. I'm actually holding onto this rope here, really not doing much. But we did manage to get the two of them down in the same manner. What craziness, guys. And yeah, look, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Absolute shells, as you can see. You're going to need tons of work. But, you know, there is a lot of hardware here, guys. And there's so many options, really, could do with this. It needs a serious clean-up, and, you know, it was cheap. I mean, look at that side on the right hand side there. That's pretty bad. But other than that, you know, these could be brought back to life. It seemed a shame, you know, to see them dumped or anything. And I can certainly see the potential here, you know, even as maybe a PC racer, a PlayStation racer or something like that. All the cables that are in there, hey, we just plug in some boards, guys. Look at the power supply, plug it in, off we go. It's a worker. And while I was there, we stumbled. Joey said, look at the back. And this was this beautiful Donkey Kong. And I think this belongs to Spacies Arcade by the look of the little little light thing on the front there for credits. But this was beautiful, and I'm pretty sure he said to me that this was an original Donkey Kong, but I don't think it is. It can't be, unless it's just been refurbed, new front. That front looks just new. The sides look new. It really looks like it's got to be a built. It's either completely built or completely refurbished. I can't see if it's original, but it's so nice, guys. It is so nice. I would love to have this machine in the lineup. And guys, so after all of that, we ended up getting them all back into the storage unit. So it was a big trip all the way back to unload all of these, and you can see, sort of set them up. And I got the seats and stuff, full seats. We've got no marquee there, but we do have the topper. So yeah, we could definitely bring these back to life at some point, but it was getting pretty late at this point, and we'd now started bringing in. We did another quick trip back to my place, guys, and we brought in some extras, all the extra cabs that I had at home as well. So all of these were going into storage as well. And yeah, we were really knackered by this time, as we were just filling it up around the arcades that we'd just bought in. And of course the 8-ball there, and then all the Daytona stuff, which of course was in the garage. So finally cleared that side of the garage, guys. Got all of the stuff in, and that was it. That was packed away and chocked to the brim by the time we got all that inside. And that was the end of the marathon day. So there you go, guys. We are back in the arcade, back in the VIP lounge. And if you're wondering why my beard has got so much bigger than the footage, that's because that was a good 4 or 5 weeks ago, guys. And you would know that I haven't been posting up videos since then. And part of all of that was actually getting to that moment, getting to that overloaded moment, getting all those machines both out of the house and cleaning everything up in here, just getting a sense of order. Order in my life, guys. And I can tell you, even over the last 4 to 5 weeks, it's been really good. It's been really good in terms of getting everything in order and getting myself set up. And of course, now we are leading into the Christmas New Year break, and I can now get on and get other stuff done that's just been on the list, guys, for too long. It's just hard doing all that, balancing it with work, and work was just full on right to the end of the year, like probably all of you guys. Everyone, I'm sure you are too, looking forward to this break at the end of a very difficult year. So yeah, that was at least some insight for you about, you know, just the sheer day's work. I mean, thanks again to Cal for helping me out that particular day. It was literally all day, and yeah, when I was talking in the car about almost having a heart attack at one point when we were taking those machines off. It sort of always looks easy, but every single one of those machines are pretty heavy, getting pretty old, guys. So anyway, what's going forward from here? Well, this is a quick video just before Christmas. There will be a Christmas special, guys, so look out for that. Hoping with all the stars aligned that will be released on Christmas Day for you guys. So please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit that bell and get a notification when that video comes out. It's always a bit of fun at the end of the year, and we all need a bit of fun and joy. So looking forward to getting that one out for you later on at the end of this week. So a little midweek surprise for you guys, putting this video together. I really need to get it out because it was really, you know, the end of this year was what that was all about. And I think, you know, I'm excited again to get on to planning for next year, and I've already started doing some things now that I am on the break around in the arcade. If you spotted it yourself, you eagle-eyed people that watch the channel a lot, you will see that the Afterburner no longer has that horrible LCD in there. It now has a beautiful CRT phosphor glow goodness, and boy, I I just got that in last night, and in fact it took half the day yesterday. The other half I was fixing the control panel. Got that fixed as well, guys, and I will share those fixes and that install it and film all of it completely. But I took some photos and stuff, and I'll let you know what I did. But I was enjoying the CRT so much last night. I actually fell asleep in the VIP lounge here on the couch, and I left the afterburner on by accident. You never leave your arcade games on, guys, especially when you're sleeping. Woke up in the morning and saw it still glowing. The room was glowing with afterburner goodness. That was so beautiful, guys. So anyway, I will finish this video off for this one, and looking forward to doing the Christmas special for you, and then after that we'll do the New Year bit of a wrap up and a discussion, talk about some of the things that we potentially do next year and what happened this year. My goodness, what didn't happen this year. But not only outside of the arcade, there was just so much in the arcade. I mean, just looking around, this has changed so much if I think about last year, guys. So join me and continue joining the journey that I'm on here, trying to get my ultimate arcade. Got lots of plans. You'll be pleased to know even the surround sound feedback has been installed in the virtual pin, guys, so I will share that with you as well. That'll be coming up in a video in the new year. I wanted to get that done beforehand, just again couldn't get to it, guys, but that's there. There's other stuff too. We got a bit of an update on Cowell's place. Some interesting things happening out there. And just there was a Flip Frenzy pinball comp that I went to, and just crazy stuff, guys. I'm now just thinking of all the things that we still need to cover. So all that's ahead. Subscribe. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. And until then, I'm going to play some more of this afterburner. And for that, guys, I'm going to need some coinage. Got a 20?
And fight like a robot.